First of all, I want to congratulate the beautiful and inspiring lecture by Sayyid Ahmed. He and his father bless us in this community with we're having such luminaries that can inspire us. If I may, I want to be able to recap maybe the 10 Ashuraa days into the meaning of what was discussed. I guess I'm going to have silence for a little bit so people can hear. Yeah. If I might be able to work in reverse, Sayyid Ahmed, I appreciated your statistics on the community and the need for more Islamic centers. Let me just give you one prevailing statistic. If you just take Fordson High School, is my alma mater, my sister Haji Wanda's alma mater. If you just go back 20 years, over the last 20 years, if they graduated 500 students each year, that would be 10,000 students that have graduated from this school since 20 years ago. Now, if you look around, this is Dearborn. I may be going to Dearborn, Edsel Ford. I'm not going to Dearborn High. I'm just taking Fordson High School. If you say 70% of those are Muslims of the 10,000, then you're looking at 7,000 students who have graduated over the 20 years, but where are they? I don't think we get more than 300 or 400, 500 maybe. Maybe we're inching towards 1,000, but these are new students. These aren't the ones that graduated. So for all intents and purposes, they may be lost. We don't know. Or maybe we didn't have enough programs which would bring them in. So maybe now, with the new initiatives by the Sayyid, maybe he could fill some of that void. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Inna anzalnahu Qur'anan Arabiyyan la'allakum ta'qilun. Sadaqallahu al-azim. And Sayyid Ahmed was referring through his speeches a lot about verses from the Quran. Well, this particular ayah in Surah Yusuf says the Quran came down in the Arabic language so people can understand. Ta'qilun meaning understanding, but ta'qilun has a far deeper meaning. It also means because the Arabic language is so deep and wide, you can learn more about, say, philosophy of Islam, etc., etc. So, and the other thing, Sayyid Ahmed was talking about death and fear and so forth. Al-maut babin il al-khulud wal-hayat miftahu. That death is the door to eternity, while life is its key. So beyond that door is either reward or punishment. It speaks volumes, this particular one that I coined it some years ago. But I thought it's fitting to fit in with Sayyid Ahmed's lectures. If I may, we've heard a lot about, over these last 10 days, about knowledge. But knowledge without dhikr. See, I think what Sayyid Ahmed was trying to convey to you is that the most important aspect, most important virtue is not really love, it's not even prayer. The most important virtue is dhikr. I mean, how can you pray? Why would you want to pray, or why would you want to have love if you don't remember to love and if you don't remember? And Sayyid Ahmed was repeatedly bringing up the concept of reminding. But knowledge without dhikr, without the remembrance, is merely information. You know, we attain nur, the light, and knowledge by the dhikr of Allah. And we need to be steadfast in the remembrance of Allah. Dhikr is the core, the essence of knowledge. With knowledge, we know the meaning of what took place at Karbala. But dhikr helps us feel the essence of the tragedy of Karbala. Dhikr softens the heart that enables to do more service. Dhikr makes the heart have more hilm, gentleness. The Quran states that only by the dhikr of Allah will the spiritual heart attain tranquility, serenity, and happiness. Along with the chantings and sayings, the dua, the supplications during the 10 days of Ashuraa, we must transform our heart and mind to be conscious in order to truly feel the meaning of what took place at Karbala. Dhikr is the most important virtue, more important than the virtues of love and prayer. We are reminded to love, we are reminded to pray. Love and prayer are the means to attain the goal of dhikr, dhikr Allah. Dhikr of Imam Hussein facing his enemies on the field of Karbala. He wore the dhikr of the kisa, of the cloak of Prophet Muhammad, and the turban of Prophet Muhammad. And in one hand, he had the personal copy of the Holy Quran, the personal copy of Prophet Muhammad. The Quran itself is a dhikr. It is a reminder. So he wasn't looking for sympathy, but wanted his enemies to empathize, to feel that by attacking him, they attack the very sanctity of Islam, the Quran, Prophet Muhammad, and Ahl al-Bayt. Imam Hussein carried Ali al-Zaghir in his arm within the kisa, within the cloak of Prophet Muhammad, whereupon the enemy shot arrows at the kisa and the neck of Ali al-Asghar. They shot the arrows in the very heart of Islam. See, the kisa, the Quran are shi'ar, ramzis, they are the symbolism of Islam. So dhikr Allah, what I want you to get from this, and it's only about another minute, but what I want you to get is the importance of dhikr. You have dhikr of Allah, you have dhikr of the Quran being a reminder. You have dhikr of prayer. You have dhikr of love, you have dhikr of dua, supplication. You have dhikr of the majlis of fuqara, the meetings. You have dhikr during our youth retreats. The retreats that you do, okay? And countless other examples of dhikr. But it is sabr, the patience and endurance that is the spark from which dhikr emerges. So practice sabr and always remember the tragedy of Karbala. Wassalamu alaikum.